All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is time for more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here. I just felt like saying Kyushu without pointing at you guys like I do every single Sunday. Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to another One Piece chapter reaction and review. Last chapter we got introduced to a much older Kuma, who was a pastor at his family's church back in the Sorbet Kingdom, and him using his powers to, alleviate the pains of the elderly that lived in his town. And we come to find out that Kuma, for weeks on end, for who knows how many years, has been doing the same thing that Zoro did once in Thriller Bark, has been constantly taking in the pain of every single person who comes to his church on Sundays. And this man has been doing it for weeks because he takes solace knowing that, hey, the citizens here feel better, and that's good enough for me. Even though it leaves them lying in a heap and Ginny has to take care of them. So that goes on. The king of the Sorbet Kingdom made a plot in order to separate the Sorbet Kingdom in half, where the rich people live on the northern half, while the lower half, where Kuma's church and the elderly people, they all live in squalor, and they're basically known as lawless, and they can do whatever, and people can do whatever they want to them. This didn't sit well with Kuma, who was then put in jail, along with many other people, including Ginny, who wanted to break him out. And in that moment, Kuma runs into Dragon. And Ivankov, especially Ivankov after so many years. And with that, because we also find out that Kuma is a big fan of Dragon, like his needs to help people and whatnot, he's a big fan of Dragon. So he doesn't waste a moment joining Dragon in what would later become the Revolutionaries at that point. So that goes on, Ginny's getting older, she's the leader over the Eastern forces, and it comes to a head where we find out that apparently Ginny has been captured. So let's see what happens in chapter 1098. Can you believe we're almost at 1100 chapters of One Piece? 1098! Bonnie's birth. Okay. Chapter 1098, Bonnie's birth. Reader request, Brook busting out a solo using an electric eel to power his guitar by Noda Skywalker. Noda Skywalker has a lot of requests. And then Oda also says, I didn't finish the art in time. That's the first time I've ever seen this. Even though because it's written on Brook's legs saying, I didn't finish the art in time, sorry. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish the art in time, sign Oda. So, is this the first time Oda hasn't fully finished the art for a reader request before? Because it doesn't look like it. But let's keep going. Revolutionary Army HQ, Baltigo. Requesting aid! The rebellion in Tomi in the South Blue is overmatched! We can't go! And then this is Ivankov going, we can't go! Our ship's already loaded with the injured from Goa Kingdom! Wait, is this after the Great Terminal incident? Is this after when the Goa Kingdom tried to burn everyone to death in the Great Terminal? Cause if Ivankov is saying this, then this is when Sabo got picked up by Dragon. Yo, this is right then. We can't go. Our ship's already loaded with the injured from Goa Kingdom. Eva, I'll go. And this is Kuma saying it. Don't even think of it. You've been pushing yourself too hard ever since then. And then Kuma is already there in another location, right where Ginny is supposed to be held. Huh? He's huge! Who is that? Where'd he come from? So Kuma just pushed himself, just like, boop, like that sound that his pawpaw fruit makes, like, boop. He's just right there. And he's just thinking of Ginny and being told that Ginny's been captured. Ginny's been captured? And Kuma is looking with the most serious face. Now, the thing that I haven't been noticing too much is that we are so used to Kuma, and he has glasses, and we don't see his eyes. But he is so serious right now that his glasses are not shining where you can't see his eyes. You see his eyes through his glasses. You know it's serious when a character you never see the eyes through the glasses of starts showing their eyes. It's like characters who keep their eyes closed all the time, like Gin Ichimaru from Bleach, and they open it and he's all like, oh, he doesn't open his eyes unless it's serious. Kuma's serious right now. And then we're getting like flashback images of Dragon being told that Jin's been captured. That's right. It seems a celestial dragon had his eye on her, and she was taken on a government ship to be that celestial dragon's wife. And as Kuma's hearing this, we get another rebellion cheering, saying, "We won!
Finally, 3 years of war have paid off at last, and it's all thanks to the Revolutionary Army!
Our unit was wiped out by a surprise attack!" And then it cuts to the Navy listening in on the revolutionaries. It's the Revs again. The Revolutionary Army are the true heroes of the people! And then it cuts to Kuma, who's left bloodied and beaten, because he's the one who helped this whole rebellion. The same place he just teleported into, he ended that war. He ended that war by himself. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry!
It's me, Dragon. I'm tired. I'll take a ship home.
I'm so sorry!
Or at least is this Dragon saying this? Or it's someone else. It's someone else saying it. I'm so sorry! But it has Kuma on a ship. Ginny, a captain of the Revolutionary Army, was abducted and made into a celestial dragon's wife. And wait, hold on. The art, the way things are drawn is incredibly different. Ginny, a captain of the Revolutionary Army, was abducted and made into a celestial dragon's wife. And then we have someone crying, roughly 2 years later. We're here, Bonnie.
Kuma, come quick, it's from Ginny!
What?
Hey, I'm back, Kuma-chi, back to the lower world!
Ginny! And both Kuma, Dragon, and Ivankov are listening in.
I got sick, see? They didn't want me anymore. They dumped me off. Lucky me, huh?
Sick?
I really wish I could see you all, but this is me saying goodbye.
Huh? And this is Ivankov saying this. What are you saying, Ginny? I thought I'd never see you again. Where are you? I'll be there at once.
I'm sorry, Kuma-chi. I'm dying. It won't be long now.
And it sounds like Ginny's huffing and puffing. And it cuts to Baltigo, and it's covered in rain. We're so used to seeing the Revolutionary Army's base just full of skies, maybe partly cloudy, but never rain. What?
I appreciate your concern, but don't come looking for me. Dragon, big bro, watch over Kuma-chi. He's too kind for his own good.
Kuma! 'Cause Kuma's gone. Kuma is gone. Move it. There's only one place she'd come back to. And then Kuma just teleports and moves in a direction of the Sorbet Kingdom.
And Kuma-chi?
Hey, Kuma!
Just remember.
And he just pops away.
I'll always love you.
Gotcha. And it cuts to Kuma, who's landed in the Sorbet Kingdom.
Kuma! You're back? Where's Ginny? Is she here?
She is, but her face and body, all of her skin, turns blue and hard as stone. After it's been exposed to natural light, she said. Yo, what happened to Ginny? Yo!
Kumachi! I'm so happy!
I wonder what happened to her.
Let's get married, Kumachi. I'll make you happy.
She crossed the sea by day to ensure her baby lived in case anything happened to herself. Somehow she made it here safely. Yo! Yo! Kuma's holding Bonnie. Don't worry, Ginny. I'll raise your daughter. Wow. Okay, so if Ginny came back with a baby and she died on the way there, there's a lot of implications here on why Ginny would have a baby but get sent back down to the world below. This makes me hate the celestial dragons even more. This makes me hate them even more. Because what happened to Ginny? Her whole... like, her whole body is just covered in... it's like she's been petrified. Like, we see Ginny's hand next to the receiver of the transponder she was using, and it's just covered in like it's been calcified and petrified. Her face and body, all of her skin turns blue and hard as stone after it's been exposed to natural light, she said. But we have a baby here, and I'm guessing this is Bonnie. Don't worry, Ginny. I'll raise your daughter. And then it cuts to Kuma, who's over the grave of Ginny. And then it cuts to the elderly.
No, all wrong! The bottle's at the wrong angle!
So this means that Kuma isn't her biological father. Wow. See, back when Bonnie was calling herself the daughter of Kuma, I was thinking like, maybe adopted. Maybe it was adopted. We'll have to see. Turns out I may have been right. Because the more she started talking about Kuma, I started to accept that she was actually his biological daughter. But now it just goes back to what I thought initially. Like the same way, I said this too, I said it. The way Shanks regards Uta as his daughter, even though as his adoptive daughter, that is now officially the case for Bonnie and Kuma. He's not actually her biological father, but he still took her in because of Ginny. Wow. I hate the Celestial Dragons because, I mean, we all know one way for a baby to be had. And for Ginny to be sent back down to the lower world, but she started to die as soon as she was exposed to direct sunlight. What happened to her? How did she become... questions for later. Well, let's move on. I'm only on pages 6 and 7. Let's just keep going. Well, I'll talk about this in a minute, because I got thoughts. Look back to the elderly.
No, all wrong! The bottle's at the wrong angle!
Like this?
You're drowning poor Bonnie in milk! Here, let me do it! She's so darling! She needs an iron cage to sleep in. If you roll over, you'll crush her!
Good point, because Kuma's a big dude.
Oh, look at her go! She's a champion drinker! She's got Ginny's appetite!
Wow, she really... Whoa. She Wow. Bonnie's just like her mom. So I guess that rules out the result. I guess that rules out the idea that Ginny is Bonnie, because we still got a baby, but the body of Ginny. So that rules out that theory.
She's got Ginny's appetite.
And then Kuma is thinking of Ginny when they were kids, and he can do nothing but smile and tear up. And then it cuts to much later, where Bonnie gets older, and she looks at Kuma and goes, "Daddy!" And Kuma just starts bawling his eyes out. Then Bonnie starts to grow up. She starts wearing a little couple of dresses because she's starting to get a little bit older. She's still a child, and she's eating tons of food. The elderly are taking care of her. Kuma's out doing his thing as a revolutionary. Padoho. And he's just doing his job as a revolutionary, but also heading back and taking care of Bonnie whenever he can. Kuma's there, helping the revolutionaries again. And then Kuma's also sleeping next to Bonnie with her in an iron cage because, he's a big man. Sabo, as a kid, training with Kuma.
Kuma?
What do you... Oh, wait, I guess... Oh, wait a minute. What the heck? What's going on? Kuma! What are you doing, man? Why shutter all the windows in the church? And then it cuts to some other people that know Kuma. Shut the door. Look, below her eye. A blue stone? Wait, is that what killed Ginny? Wow, so the same thing that happened to Ginny started to happen to Bonnie. What the heck? I'll call the doc. Please do. Really? When you go into sunlight? Let's take you out for a test. Don't you dare!
Well, it's not white leg disease. I'm sorry. I don't recognize this one.
You're quitting the revolutionaries? No, the revolutionaries are going, you're quitting the revolutionaries? Bonnie's caught the same disease! And this is Ivankov. Yes. I don't know what to do, but I want to be with her. Very well. Live without regrets. We'll ask every doctor in the world that we can. I appreciate that, Dragon. 7 years ago, Bonnie, age 5. 7 years ago? 7 years ago? Hold up. 7 years ago? We never could really put a stamp on the actual age of Bonnie, but the time frame says 7 years ago. This is still a flashback. 7 years ago. And Bonnie is age 5. Okay, we'll get to it. 7 years ago, Bonnie, age 5. I'm sorry if I'm pausing, it's just that this is making me think brand new things that I should probably speak on as soon as I'm done with this chapter. Let's keep going. 7 years ago, Bonnie, age 5.
Ah! Run away! Don't get eaten by the vampire! Get lost and don't get found, stupid brats!
And this is Bonnie, age 5, as she's flipping off some kids.
Yeah, you can't come this far. You're a vampire who can't come into the light. Take this cross.
And then it cuts to a kid who puts out a cross, and he immediately gets drop-kicked by Bonnie.
This is a church, idiot! Ow! You want me to chase you out there? Ah!
Wait, Bonnie. Please, don't go outside. Even the doorway makes me nervous.
You're such a chicken, Daddy. I'm just kidding with them.
Well, don't do it, even as a joke.
I won't. I don't want to make you sad.
You've grown up to be such a good girl.
Stop it, crybaby!
And then it cuts to Bonnie again.
You know what they did? They made fun of my face stones again. Isn't that weird? It's a disease. It's a disease. I can't help it.
As she's, messing with the stones that are growing out of her face. What? Your jewels?
Ah!
They're just jealous because it makes you look so beautiful. Seeing Kuma with like a happy-go-lucky daddy smile, there's a difference between regular smiles and fatherly smiles. He's got that on his face. They're just jealous because it makes you look so beautiful. Jewelry, Bonnie. I get it now. Jewelry. What, your jewels? They're just jealous because it makes you look so beautiful.
You think so?
Yes, I love them. After you're cured, Bonnie, if we went on a trip, where would you like to go? Oh! The first time he says the line! He said the thing! Ah! Callbacks! After you're cured, Bonnie, if we went on a trip, where would you like to go?
Do you know about Sky Islands?
There are islands in the sky?
That's right. I saw it in a book. Maybe Nika will be there, since it's so close to the sun. I bet you'd be excited about that, Daddy.
Doon da da da. Doon da da da. Doon da da da. I love this, man. The sky would be a huge adventure. Maybe we'll do that once you turn 20. And where was your 19th going to be?
Fishman Island.
I'm afraid that what your daughter has is an incurable disease known as sapphire scales. You know what it is? Please, you know what it is? Please, not so loud. I've only heard of a few cases in recent memory. All kinds of natural light, sunlight, moonlight, cause the stone to spread. But even if you block the cause entirely, it will eventually spread over time. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, sir. Your daughter has 5 years to live at best. She won't see her 10th birthday. And there is no known cure yet. Age 10? It can't be. She's so healthy. Is there really no way to stop the disease?
Oh!
Bonnie, I thought you were asleep.
I heard that. What about age 10?
Age 10? What do you mean?
I heard you say age 10. Wait, are you crying? Is it about me?
Oh, age 10. Yes, at age 10. Would you believe that, doctor? He told me that you won't get better until you reach age 10.
Huh?
It seems so far away. I was feeling a little down about it.
So I'm gonna be better when I'm 10? And then I can go around the world with you?
Oh no, what do I do now? Of course, you'll be better when you're 10.
Yay!
What have I done? 1 year later, the nightmare returned to Sorbet Kingdom.
Hey, Kuma!
As it shows the town apparently on fire. Kumachi! Kumachi, you have to help! King Pekoni's gone and done it again! It's 16 years ago all over again. He's gonna burn everyone he thinks is weighing the country down. He's inhuman, I tell you. They're slaughtering folks in the streets. Huh? Yo, you know what I think? I think this is the moment where Kuma gets his epithet of the tyrant. Cause if King Pekori is butchering all the people in the streets, you know, a purge, if you will. This pretty much will not sit well with Kuma. But I got questions, okay? That's the end of the chapter. I have so many questions. Apologies once again if I was stopping multiple times. Please forgive me. Ha. We gotta talk about things. Bonnie is not truly the age we once thought. Bonnie is not as old as we thought. Bonnie is not an adult. She is 12 years old. She's 12. Well, actually, we got to take in the 2-year time skip, so she's actually 14. Huh? Hold on. Hold on. No. She was 10. No, she's 12 now. She's 12! Physically, she looks like she's in her 20s. But Jewelry Bonnie is actually 12 years old. Oh my goodness. Ha! Okay, I got so many questions. Let me just go back, okay? Doubt Ginny was a wife, more like a concubine? Yes, most likely. You got some splaining to do. What was she exposed to? I've known this since Thursday. I've seen the scans. Got my hands out ready, Cohagen. One can only think how Bonnie was conceived, and it is not a good way. Brought shame, dishonor to your house. Give me the bomb. I mentioned this in the comments of a video. I think of how she's the daughter of Ginny, but not Kuma's. Good thing I never saw that comment, and it wasn't just sitting in my mind. And she's inherited Ginny's temperament as well. Yeah, just drop kicking children. At least I can say Bonnie is no longer in the top 20 women in One Piece I find physically attractive. Yeah, you gotta dial that back. You gotta dial that back now. You gotta dial that back real quick. Ah! She's 12. She's 12 years old. A lot of men who saw Jewelry Bonnie as their waifus, oh wow. See, here's why I'm glad I never put Bonnie in like a list of people I consider waifus in One Piece. I never really called anyone my waifu at all. I never said, I don't think I've ever said anything like that. Sure, I said there have been some attractive people, but I never proclaimed anyone to be my waifu from any series. I am definitely glad I have not audibly or even thought of Bonnie as like a waifu, because she's like one of the people I could kick it with. You know, like eat a whole bunch of food, get like a gigantic thing of pizza and just chill with her. And now, seeing this chapter, I can definitely say I am happy I have never had those kinds of thoughts. Because Bonnie is confirmed to not even be a teenager! She's 12! Lord Jesus. Like I said, it's one of the things you got spoiled on. Plus, her devil fruit produces jewels too, confirmed by how her age fruit works by Oda. She has one of those Three's Company misunderstandings, and Kuma had to lie to her. I was about to say the same thing. Kyushu beat me to the punch. I'm glad you will ever miss me, for I have sinned unforgivably. I still remember those panels from 1061 and 1094, so Oda's got some explaining to do. This chapter was a mind blower. Bonnie is jailbait and adolescent. All of them are like, it wasn't me! And I'm sure they did the same thing with Kiku as well. Like, Okay, we got confirmation. Bonnie is still like a kid. She's a kid. Because the doctor says that she only has 10 years. When she 10s, she won't see her 10th birthday. And if you pay attention to where this jewel is popping up on Bonnie's face... Wait, is my phone not on silent? How did I not mute that? Hold on, it's just my notification. It's all good. If you notice on Bonnie's face, the spot where the stone is coming out from underneath her eye is the exact same location where she has that little piercing. It's the same spot. That's one thing that came to mind because that's one of the things that I picked up on. One thing that I picked up on about Bonnie. The same spot where she has the jewel is where she currently has her piercing in her eye right now. Now, the question is, how did she get rid of these scales? Because, I mean, with her unique devil fruit abilities, which we've found out from a recent SBS is called the Toshi Toshi no Mi, the age fruit, with her power, she's able to freely change her age whenever she wants. And let me just say this. The thoughts that popped up into my head about Bonnie and who she is, I had a thought in my mind that maybe Kuma wiped the memories of Ginny and then had new memories, but it wouldn't explain the child's state, or maybe Ginny had the age fruit and Kuma wiped her memories. I'm telling you the weird theories that I came up with leading up to this chapter. I did not think that we were going to get Ginny dying because of an incurable disease, her having a daughter, most likely against her will because of a celestial dragon, and having Ginny. having Bonnie. Ginny having Bonnie. Ginny having Bonnie. So that was not on my bingo card for today. But we got Kuma trying to be the best father he can be. Yeah, where she has the eye ring. Exactly. That's right there. You see 3 options. This is how he met Vegapunk, and Vegapunk cures Bonnie. I mean, if anyone can figure out a scientific way to cure Bonnie, what with all the knowledge he has of the world and everything, I figured it'd be Vegapunk. But we don't know the specifics, though. So, let me just go straight through this. So, Ginny gets captured. Kuma resolves a whole war by himself in order to go get Ginny. Finds Ginny. Ginny says that I got sick. See, they didn't want me anymore. They dumped me off. So as soon as Ginny got sick with this sapphire scales disease, the celestial dragons didn't want her anymore. So she got put out, but not before she had Bonnie. And then she says, I'll always, always love you. And she apparently died when Kuma got there because his eyes are just welled up with tears when he's standing there looking at, and he's standing there. And I'm trying to make out this image that's right between the flashback images of Ginny. I'm trying to make that out. Like, they look like, what am I looking at here? I'm trying to piece together what this is in this specific panel, because I'm not trying to say that those look like legs, but I'm trying to see what are those. What is that? I'm trying to make a, it's on pages 6 and 7 between the panels of Ginny saying Kumachi and I'm so happy and crying. I'm trying to make out what that is, because part of me wants to say pants, like Kuma's pants, but he's currently not wearing the pants that he not wearing the paw print pants that he would later have in life. I'm trying to make out what this image is. Like, it's messing with my mind, like what this image is. I'm trying to piece together what it is. But we have Bonnie, who's right there as Kuma is holding up the body of Ginny. All the citizens are sad. And Kuma raises Bonnie on his own. All while he's taking care of the business for the revolutionaries. And then Kuma says, like, I'm quitting the revolutionaries because I want to take care of Bonnie. Now, note here that when we see Kuma, for a good chunk of the time, we see Kuma and his eyes underneath his glasses. Normally, we wouldn't see it all that much, but Oda has really humanized Kuma when you think about it. But the doctor says, where is it? The disease is called sapphire scales. All kinds of natural light, sunlight, moonlight cause the stone to spread, but even if you block the cause entirely, it will eventually spread over time. Now, the thing that gets me about it is how Bonnie, that we see in the future, is clearly out in the sunlight and wherever, and she's fine. So it just begs the question, how does she get cured? I know we'll find out later, but yeah. Let's see. Here, I see 3 options. 1, this is how we meet Vegapunk, and Vegapunk cures Bonnie. 2, Kuma takes it onto himself, and to survive, he gets turned into a cyborg. I don't know if that works with diseases, though. Pain, yes. But I don't know about diseases. Then again, we don't know the fullest extent of the pawpaw fruit. Or 3, I have no other ideas. I just like the number 3 when it comes to lists. Is that the only way it spreads once someone contracts it? I'm really curious. I don't know. We don't know anything about this sapphire scales because this is the first time we're hearing of another incurable disease. The first one was white lead disease that Law had. Another one was the incurable disease that Roger had. We don't even know what that one was. But this is now another disease that is said to be incurable, yet we've seen the individuals walking fine as if they don't have it. First was Law. The first person was Roger. We never got the name of his disease. Second person was Law. We found out it was lead disease, and with the op fruit, he was able to cure himself. And now we have Bonnie, who had the sapphire scales. another incurable disease. And yet we're about to find out another way that she gets cured. Because Law got cured because of what Rocinante did for him. Roger turned himself in before the disease took him. And yet, despite his whole body being ravaged by this, I'm guessing, incredibly painful and body-weakening disease, 3 years, he circumnavigated the entire world, became king of the pirates. But we got Bonnie with another person with an incurable disease. So it just makes me wonder, how does she cure herself? Because she's 12 now. That's just something that's sticking with me. I believe that's Jenny's foot you're seeing. See, that's what I'm thinking as well. It looks like her foot, but it's obscured. It looks like it's obscured by something. Like, what is that, a shoe, or is that something else? Yeah, you're right. It's her foot. It's her foot, because I see like the little cloth that's going across it, and that is part of her cloak that she was wearing, like whatever clothes she was wearing is kind of draped next to her, so I think that's her foot. We see her hand, and we see her foot that's covered in these sapphire scales as well. Okay, now that I know, that mystery is solved. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you so much. Maybe Bonnie's fruit helps stop it like with the Law situation, but even so, that feels unlikely. She was meant to die 2 years ago before the post-time skip started in the story. Exactly. She was meant to die before the time skip. She was meant to die before the time skip. Before we even see her in Sabaody, she was not meant to be there. So somehow, she either cured herself or stopped the disease entirely, because the age fruit allows her to basically stop her age. But even so, she's technically 12 now. She's past the age where she should be dead. So she probably got cured. Otherwise, Oda would still be calling her 10 years old. So she got cured somehow. We just don't know how. Sorry. We just don't know how she got cured. Now I'm curious about Sapphire Scales and how Jenny contracted it when she was up in Marijois. Disgusting celestial dragons. I bet you anything. What if she caught the disease while she was up there? And it seemed like this would be a celestial dragon thing to do. She started to get the disease, and the celestial dragons found it humorous at first to see her whole body ravaged by a disease, where she would start to basically scale up. Scale up. When she's in direct sunlight. She's now officially the youngest supernova. She's now officially the youngest pirate, when you think about it. Because Chopper is older than Bonnie. She's now officially the youngest pirate with a whole crew. What's her bounty for a 12-year-old? That's really impressive. Millie, welcome back. Let me go back to Bonnie. Her bounty is 320 million. That's her bounty right now. As of chapter 1060, which we got her last bounty, her bounty is 320 million. So she's now the youngest pirate. She's now the youngest pirate in One Piece to have a bounty of 320 million. She doesn't have a crew anymore. They were all captured, I think. I'm talking about when she started out, Halster. She had a whole crew. She had a whole crew at 10 years old. And her bounty initially was 140 million. Making her the youngest pirate to have a 100 million berry bounty. The youngest pirate that I know of. Because I don't think there was anyone younger than her that had a bounty that high. Even Robin's bounty wasn't high. Even Robin's bounty wasn't even that high. She had a bigger bounty than the oldest member of the worst generation, Uruj. Ain't that crazy? She's the youngest member of the super... She's now... Blackbeard is he proposed to Bonnie. See, here's the thing. We can call it sus for how people behaved around Bonnie, especially Sanji. Sanji, you need to dial it back. Your boy, someone needs to tell Sanji. Someone needs to tell Sanji! And people saying that Sanji and Bonnie would be good together, better than Pudding. Remember that? Remember that? People wanted Sanji and Bonnie to be an item. You can't say that no more. That's no. It's now illegal. It's no longer like, I don't know. No, it's like, no. It's now illegal. No, we can't do that no more. You can't pair up Bonnie with full-grown adults no more. It's over. Pack it up. And we were worried about Sanji meeting S-Snake. Yeah, we can't do that. You can't do that no more. This isn't like a Phil Z situation where the Ainz was using the return fruit to age people back a certain number. No, Bonnie is a kid. She's a kid. You can't pair Sanji up with her anymore. Well, it's back to Sanji and Pudding now because Sanji and Bonnie is officially off the table. It's illegal. You can't do it. Woo! Moshi moshi, koshiro desu ka? You can't do that no more. You can't do that no more. Oh my goodness. She's now the official youngest member of the worst generation. Simping over a child Nami is still disturbing to me. What I meant to say was, what was Big Mom's first bounty? Let's look her up real quick. Her first bounty. Her first bounty, first and second bounties was 50 million and then 500 million respectively. So Bonnie, but Big Mom's bounty was when she was how old? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Her first her first wanted poster when she was 5 years old. So Big Mom had a bounty of 50 million when she was still a child. And then her second bounty poster was when she got older. And that's when it went up to 500 million. Saying how much he can watch her grow up. Oh god, I'm gonna hurl. Yeah, Sanji had issues because he knew it was still Nami, but he had to dial it back just a little bit. You found $2. Do I want one? Keep it for yourself. You can do a lot better with $2 than I can. Big Mom's first bounty was 500 million. 50 million first, then 500 million. We don't know if that 140 million bounty was her first bounty, though. That's the thing. Yeah, we don't know. There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions on top of her being a child. But with the age fruit, she can change her age. So she's technically 12 years old. She's not even a teenager. She's not even a teenager, you know, in actuality. So that's, wow. Wow, that is something. That is something. So any encounter she had with any full-grown adult, especially people who are simping after her, you got to rethink your life decisions. That's interesting. This is actually very interesting. I can't wait for the next chapter. But Halster, was it you who said we were going on break? Yes, we have a break, apparently. It doesn't say it on Viz because Viz hasn't caught up. Viz has not caught up. Good thing you was never on the Sanji and Bonnie train. I don't think I was either. I'm trying to remember what chapter it was, and I may have to go back to my previous stream for evidence. Just to make sure that I didn't say anything about Sanji and Bonnie getting together. I really hope I didn't. I feel like I didn't say anything about it. I was like, interesting. But I don't think I was on full on the train of Sanji and Bonnie together. It wasn't me. It was Kohagen. Yeah, it was Kohagen who said it. I got to go back to my. I may have to go back to my reactions to make sure I didn't say anything about Bonnie and Sanji getting together, because I would hate to have that sort of I would hate to have that sort of footage like linked back to me. I gotta, you know what? I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Chapter 1090. Hold on. Let me make sure. I gotta make sure I ain't got no receipts. Okay, I gotta make sure I didn't fall for that. Hold on. Chapter 1090. Thank you for telling me. I gotta go back. I have to go back. I have to make sure. I have to make sure that I didn't say anything suspicious. And mind you, none of us could have known, but I gotta make sure. I gotta double check. Okay, fast forward to the end of the stream. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to see what everyone said. Wait, chapter 190 is talking about no, I don't see anything. I don't see anything about Sanji or Bonnie or when we talked about it. I'm trying to make sure I ain't got no receipts. I mean, saying like, I could see it, Bonnie and Sanji together, because it will be on the internet. I can't redo that chapter. I can't erase that. I can't mute it. It will always be there. I'm trying to make sure. I ain't got no receipts. I mean, if you ship Sanji with other characters, the three main ones are Sanji and Nami, Sanji and Pudding, or Sanji and Viola. They're the three main ones, but there's others. That fourth main one is definitely a no-go. Yeah, it's no longer a no-go. I don't think it's on this reaction, though. I don't think it's on... Yeah, I don't think it's on chapter 1090. It might be 1091. Let me see. I'm paying attention. I'm going through the chat because I know someone brought up Sanji and Pudding. I mean, Sanji and Bonnie together. Nope, it's not chapter 1091 either. But we're going to 1092. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm trying to make sure I ain't got no receipts. Don't make the same mistake I did. You have a heck of a lot of receipts. I'm double checking. I am double checking. Is there a search option? Is there a search option for chat? I need to find it. No, I'm not seeing it in chat. Good thing that chat is still there, so everyone can still see it. But no, I'm not seeing it in there. Okay, so we're moving on to chapter 1093. I'm checking because I will just be beside myself if I said something like, "Oh, Sanji and Bonnie, yeah, they'll get along just fine." No, I gotta go back. Because we're at the point where Saturn shows up. No, I gotta go back. What is the chapter? I gotta find the chapter. And with that, I'll find the reaction. Dang it! Now you got me searching. Y'all got me searching now. And apparently, Viz doesn't know how to keep me logged in. Like, what the heck? Remember me. I'm trying to make sure. Sanji wants in on the Bonnie rescue mission in 1093 and rescues her in 1094. I'm talking the chapter where Bonnie is running with Sanji and she's talking about how good of a cook Sanji is. Or she's running with Luffy. She's running with Luffy. And she's talking about how they need to have more food because they're preparing to load up the ship. They're preparing to load up the ship with food in order to escape. And Luffy's talking about how good of a cook Sanji is. And she's all like,
oh, he's a good cook?
So that's the chapter I'm looking for. I need to make sure I didn't take part in any nonsense. I didn't take part in any nonsense. Okay, so that's actually... Yes, it is chapter 1090. It is chapter 1090. All right, so I think it was Ogata who said that. So it's in 1090. I need to go back to chapter 1090, my reaction to that, to make sure. I'm being serious right now. It's 47 minutes long. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I didn't realize I was screaming in my mic during that whole episode. Please forgive me for that. I know it's like 2 months ago when I did it, but... Because normally I would say something... Normally I would say something related to the comments you guys leave. And... I'm not seeing anyone say anything about Sanji and Bonnie. Yeah, I didn't say anything. I'm safe! I'm safe! I'm sorry I had to take that extra time just to double check. I'm safe. I am safe. I am safe. I didn't say anything suspect towards Sanji and Bonnie. Thank God! Okay, so we're good. So, it's already 52 minutes. Sorry for making y'all wait for that, but I just had to make sure that I wasn't on like, ooh, Sanji and Bonnie would be a good match together. I'm glad I didn't say that during my reaction or anything after that point. I'm so glad. But, yeah. What are the chances it was you who brought it up? I hope not. I didn't see you say anything during the chat for that. I'm probably going to have to check my reflection stream as well because of the chapters that was linked to that. So, yeah, I'll have to double check that, but that will be later. You guys will know if I'm truly good or not, but I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer than I already have because we got One Piece, but we also have My Hero. Oh, wait, Kyushu 1061, you need to make sure... I do. 1061? What was 1061? I need to make sure. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right, great. Now I got to double check that one because that's when Bonnie gets introduced to Luffy and the crew and she's wringing out her shirt because they were all in the water and she doesn't have it on. I need to double check. Okay. If you guys will indulge me, I got to double check chapter 1061 to make sure I didn't say anything about Bonnie's appearance that may put me on a list of some kind. Because of what we know now. I have to double check. Good God, I've done a ton of streams. Dang, I've done a lot. Man, what have I been doing? I've been doing a whole bunch of streams. I gotta keep scrolling down. It's a long list. I got thousands of videos. All because you brought it up. Now I have to go back. Now I have to go back and look at chapter 1061. I need to make sure. I need to make sure. And it is page 12 through 13. That scene with Bonnie, yeah, I know which one you're referring to. I gotta go to chapter 61. I cannot end this stream without making sure that I didn't say anything that could get me weird looks. If people were to look at my reactions from the beginning and watch all the way through and then find out what we know now. Okay, let me follow along. Let me make sure. Okay. I need to fast forward. Okay, I'm almost there. I had to double check. Fast forwarding. I'm fast forwarding. Because I'm fast forwarding. I'm almost there. My heart is kind of beating because I want to make sure I didn't say anything. Oh, thank God! I didn't say anything! I was just talking about if Sanji saw her, he would probably turn to stone like he did with his mermaids. And that's all I said. Thank you, God. This was a year ago. I said this a year ago. I reacted to chapter 1060. I had to do this live. Because it just wouldn't hit different if I did it off camera and you guys didn't know. I'm good. I am safe. I didn't say anything suspicious concerning Bonnie. Whether her wringing out her shirt and she was barebacked towards Luffy like she was bearing. She was just like she didn't have her shirt on, but she was turned away, wringing out her shirt. I didn't say anything about how I viewed it. I'm just glad. Yep. I didn't say anything. Okay, I'm good. All right, I gotta end it. I can sleep better knowing. That I didn't say anything that would permanently be on my YouTuber's permanent record. I'm glad. Okay, we're good. Neil Johnson, hey, to you as well. You're coming in at the tail end of me trying to make sure I didn't say anything suspicious given the things that we have learned about today's chapter in One Piece. And thankfully, the Lord was with me the whole time, guiding my mouth so I don't say any out-of-pocket nonsense related to Bonnie that could get me in trouble after reading today's chapter. I'm safe. I'm good. I am now going to close my reaction. I am happy. I'm good. All right. But overall, this opens up so many questions. How did Bonnie get cured? And like how it's there's so many questions. But we're going on break, so we have no choice but to wait until next time. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep you all here while I searched through my own history to make sure I didn't say anything related to Bonnie, how she looked as a character or whatever, or said anything out of the pocket towards her. Because now that we know that she's not a teenager even. She's not even a full-grown adult. Now that we've learned just how old Bonnie truly is, there's so many things that people are going to have to correct themselves on now. The tier list for best women in One Piece, yeah, you're going to have to take Bonnie out. But I'm good. Safer than Ricky Henderson stealing home plate? Yeah, man, I'm good. I need to take a moment to breathe because I was so terrified that I would have said something that would have made me realizing that Bonnie's actually a child that much more worse. I'm glad. I'm safe. I'm not going to worry about it. But I'm good, ladies and gentlemen. I had to check too. Yeah, I had to check too. I'm good. We got to move on to My Hero Academia. And then I got some snacks here, and I need to see if that pizza downstairs is still good. I'll double check with the family to see if it's worth eating still or if it's time to throw it out. I'll double check with the family. But I'm done. I enjoyed this chapter, but people are definitely going to be looking at Bonnie a whole lot different now. But let's go ahead and get started with My Hero, shall we? Hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. It just dawned on me that we're going through these flashbacks because we are witnessing Bonnie remembering Kuma's memories. So we still got stuff to deal with when we get back to the present. Interesting. On to My Hero!